It's time for 5-Minute Advice for Authors, brought to you by Twin Flame Studios.
Hi, I'm Constance Dierickx. I'm a consulting psychologist who advises boards and CEOs on high-stakes decisions and in crisis. I am the author of Meta Leadership: How to See What Others Don't and Make Great Decisions. I think there's really two key things that I hope readers will take away from reading my book. And the first is to understand that what I'm offering is a leadership paradigm. It's something that's never been written about before. So we can contrast it to checklists or tactics, which can be super good and super useful. But I've noticed that leaders that are really great have a reliable framework, a conceptual framework that allows them to navigate all kinds of situations and all kinds of rough terrain. The second thing I hope people take away is that what I'm offering is a synthesis. I'm recommending that people who are leading, whether you're leading your own family, a Girl Scout troop, or a Fortune 500 company, that it's very important for leaders to be synthesizers of information, to take into account the emotional tenor around them, and to pay attention to habits of behavior, especially the ones that are shared, because that's actually what organizational culture is. Well, having published 4 books now, a lot of times people ask me, how do you write a book? Or should I write a book? Or what should the book be about? And I completely understand that it seems like you're at the foot of a big mountain and you're staring up and thinking, how am I going to get there? I believe it starts with having a defensible point of view on some topic. And what do I mean by defensible? I mean, it needs to be more than just your idea. If it's an opinion book, there may be an audience for that. But if you look at the best-selling books, there really is a lot of grounding to them. There's rationale. There may be scholarly research, there may not be, but the author is offering something that makes sense and that there is evidence for. And I find that to be a really essential aspect. And the other thing is you have to really want to share your ideas. If you're writing a book to become famous and make a lot of money, I would say don't. It's very difficult to do. And there are a lot of wonderful books out there written by people whose names we've never heard. And one of them actually I found accidentally in the bookstore. It's called Breakfast with Socrates, and it's wonderful. And I stumbled over it. Never heard of the author. He's not rich and famous, but he wrote a wonderful book. I have several favorite parts of recording my book with Twin Flames. My producer, sound engineer, all-round helper, Stephen, was so fabulous, and he dialed me into some details that I would have not thought of. I had never recorded an audiobook before. I'd been advised not to do it. If you want to do an audiobook and you're hearing not to, talk to Twin Flames and see if you might change your mind. At the end, I found it fun. I found that I understood my own book better and from a different perspective because I had read it out loud. I also want to say that Stephen did something for me that I was not expecting, and that is that he pointed out small things in the text that needed precise attention, pronunciation of a word so that it could be clearly misunderstood. But also, at the very start of my book, I talk about Alfred Korzybski, and I quote him. And Stephen said, how do you pronounce that? And I said, I have no idea. And he looked it up and said it to me and made me rehearse it over and over. So not only was he helping me have a better audiobook, but he was really fun to work with, and the learning from it was just enormous.
Thanks for joining us on 5-Minute Advice for Authors. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe for more, and visit us at twinflamestudios.com.